motion analysis, occupational activity, leisure, playing netball.
For the description of the occupational activities, according to the Occupational Therapies Framework, 3rd edition, leisure is a non-obligatory activity that is intrinsically motivated and engaged in during discretionary time, that is, time not committed to obligatory occupations such as work, self-care, or sleep. In other words, leisure is an activity people engage in purely for enjoyment during their free time. Leisure time may be spent in a various of ways indicative of an individual unique interest, and one of the example of leisure occupation is participating in sport. There are few benefits of sport such as improved cardiovascular function, increased strength and range of motion and physical tolerance, improved self-esteem and social interaction, and reduced depressive symptoms. Therefore, sport is important for the promotion of physical, mental, and social health and well-being. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about motion analysis of occupational activity, which is leisure, playing netball. Netball is a sport played by 2 teams of 7 players. Games are played on a rectangular court with raised goal rings at each end. A few steps in netball are passing, catching, aiming, and shooting.
Overall, there are about 4 activity. So the first step is to pass the ball to other player. Next is to receive and catch the ball that thrown by other player. Before shoot, the player need to aim the ball first to score accurately, and lastly is to shoot the ball into the net.
Clear picture of each step and motion analysis. The first step, passing the ball.
For the shoulder abduction at 88 degree, it occurs at the glenohumeral joint, or we call as shoulder joint. Next, elbow flexion at 120 degree occurs at the elbow joint. The motion occurs at the wrist joint for passing the ball is 64 degree wrist extension. The second to 5th digit, the motion occurs when passing the ball is metacarpophalangeal extension at 14 degree. For the thumb or the first digit, 15 degree extension motion, it occurs at the metacarpophalangeal joint of the first digit.
Next is hip. The used joint in this motion is hip joint. The action is hip extension where the degree is 15 to 17 degree. Next is knee flexion. The joint used in this motion is knee joint and the degree is 50 degree. Next is plantar joint. The action is plantar flexion where the degree is 40 degree.
The second step, catching the ball.
We take a look at shoulder joint first. The player abduct her shoulder joint to 140 degree. Player wrist joint extend up to 41 degree. Extensor carpi ulnaris muscle, extensor carpi radialis longus muscle, and extensor carpi radialis brevis muscle are the muscle responsible for extend the wrist, while flexor carpi radialis muscle, flexor carpi ulnaris muscle, and palmaris longus muscle is the antagonist muscle for this movement.
Next, the picture shows the motion of neck joint, which is 33 degree of neck extension. Next, in this picture, it shows the motion of hip joint, which is 10 degrees of hip abduction. The next motion is 0 degree of elbow extension.
Next, we go to range of motion for aiming position. First, we look into neck joint. For this action, the neck is extension to 42 degree. Next is shoulder joint. For this action, the shoulder is flexed to 123 degree. Next is elbow joint. The elbow is extend for aiming. Next is wrist joint. Wrist joint is extend to 59 degree. For first digit, the joint used is metacarpophalangeal joint. The action is the MCPG is extend to 10 degree. Lastly, the second to 5th digit, the joint used is metacarpophalangeal joint. The action is the MCPG extend to 11 degree.
The next step is shooting. For shoulder joint, it involves 90 degrees of shoulder flexion. Next is elbow joint, it involves 80 degrees of elbow flexion. Next, for wrist joint, it involves 59 degrees of wrist extension. Then for neck joint, it involves 42 degrees of neck extension. And for knee joint, it involves 70 degrees of knee flexion.
Conditions that affect individual ability to perform the occupational activity. First is carpal tunnel syndrome. CTS is due to pressure on the median nerve. This condition will affect the ability to carry or grasp the ball due to the pain, numbness, tingling, and weakness in the hand. Second is muscular dystrophy, group of disease that cause progressive weakness and loss of muscle. People with this condition have trouble in walking, running, and jumping due to the weakness of muscle and also experience frequent fall. The third condition, arthritis, which is the inflammation or swelling of one or more joints. People with this condition have difficulty to passing and shooting the ball due to the limited range of motion, joint pain, and reduced mobility. The fourth condition, amputation, which is the loss or removal of body parts such as a finger, toe, hand, foot, arm, or leg. For example, above and below the knee amputation will affect the ability to move and physical balance. The fifth condition, spinal cord injury, which is the damage to the tight bundle of cell and nerve that send and receive signal from the brain to and from the rest of the body. People with this condition have weakness or inability to walk and move, have a muscle spasm, and difficulty with balance and coordination.